New today, the Millard South shooting is changing the face of Omaha school security. But those changes have a big price tag, especially for smaller school districts across the heartland. Good afternoon, I'm Megan Bird.
And I'm Adam Hild. Thanks for joining us. Do you have questions about Social Security, retirement planning, or the stock market? Well, you're not alone. We take a look at how today's financial planners prepare for a future full of uncertainties. This is the Omaha News.
This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
The Millard South shooting is a sharp reminder of the importance of school security.
But as schools across the state update their safety protocol, some have to take a second look at their budgets first. Brigida Hebden shows us the cost of change for smaller school districts around Omaha.
Violence in any school affects every school in America. The shooting at Millard South earlier this month had a profound effect on the small school districts around Omaha.
Whenever there's a school tragedy, wherever it may be in the United States or abroad, I think it always brings us back to how does it affect us here.
Crime is costly regardless of where it occurs, but the price of crime in schools may have to be paid by every student.
What we can purchase out of the local option sales tax dollars in terms of equipment and security surveillance cameras and such, we can do that out of that fund, and it doesn't impact kids in terms of the educational needs. Other things, if it's dealing with software or things to manage that program, that has to come out of our general fund. So that would be, an impact to the less dollars available for educational purposes as well.
There's no doubt that schools are doing all they can to keep kids safe. This Lewis Central senior isn't worried, but she is aware.
And it just made the risk of someone bringing a gun to school that much more real for us. But I've seen measures that my school has taken to make our school a safer place since it happened.
A 2002 Secret Service report found that when a young person plans targeted violence, they usually tell someone about their plans. Oftentimes, they will divulge specifics about their plans before they act on them.
I would definitely report it. It would by far do more good than harm.
Nowadays, schools may be forced to choose between books and locked doors. For the Omaha News, I'm Brigida Hebden.
For support talking to your kids about violence in school, visit the American School Counselor Association website at schoolcounselor.org.
Millard South Principal Curtis Case is back to work this week after nearly a month of rehabilitation. Officials with the Millard School District say he will work a few hours every day as his doctor allows. In January, Case and assistant principal Vicki Casper were shot in school by a 17-year-old senior. Only Case survived.
The unsure future of Social Security means finding new ways to prepare for retirement. But as Matt Thompson shares, one thing hasn't changed.
As we all grow older and move into the future, the outlook on retirement is questionable.
I worry about my grandchildren having something to lean on when they retire. I think when you're at a very young age like they are right now, they don't realize what it's like when you get older. Times are tough. You have a lot of medical bills. You're on a fixed income. And someday there probably will never be Social Security.
With concerns of Social Security on the rise, what are the options for retirement in the future?
Creating a plan, not built on speculation, but on facts. It means to know that I need this specific amount of money placed into this specific account for this amount of time, and that will ensure that my plan will be successful. And even though there are a lot of things that are outside of our control, the performance of the stock market, how much interest we can earn at a bank, or how much interest we have to pay to the bank, those are all variables, but they can be controlled pretty well when you have a solid plan.
While there are many ways to prepare for retirement, there is still one simple strategy.
As the cost of living goes up, takes you more to live on, you get less and less. The kids today are going to need to save, save, save.
For the Omaha News, I'm Matt Thompson.
While Social Security provides the main source of income for people already retired, keep in mind it is only designed to pay 40% of your cost of living.
Governor Hyman's proposed education budget has OPS officials scrambling to cut costs. District officials say they need to cut $22.2 million from their programming. Some options being considered are increased class sizes, small summer programs, and cut classes. So far, teacher layoffs are not under consideration.
When it comes to finances, one Heartland 20-year-old has just a little less to worry about. During a family vacation to LA, Papillion's Chelsea Kocha became a contestant on The Price is Right. Kocha started by winning a camera. She then went on to win a brand new car, a trip to Barcelona, Spain, and a $5,000 shopping spree. Kocha says she got even luckier when she got to meet celebrity Zac Efron 2 days later.
Coming up after the break, one parish puts together a taste of spring in the middle of winter. An annual flower celebration needs 200 volunteers to happen.
And new developments in Exarban Village make the area's economic outlook seem bright. We'll take an in-depth look at what makes the business hotspot work. Thanks for choosing the Omaha News.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Breathtaking. Electrifying. Inspiring. Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing VHS or DVD copies, call 554-2516 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on the Knowledge Network.
Hi, welcome back to the Omaha News.
Every year, St. Cecilia's Cathedral puts on a flower show to brighten January in Omaha.
Hundreds of people volunteered to help out at the Cathedral Flower Show. Its goal? To help Omaha embrace the culture of its newest sister city, Jalapa, the city of flowers. Ian Edgington was there to explore the bright spot in the middle of a gray winter.
St. Cecilia's volunteers helped open the cathedral to over 10,000 visitors for its 26th annual flower show. Every year, the cathedral greets guests from all over the region and offers them a unique, and more importantly warm, location in January to get a break from the winter. Brother William Woger has been the executive director of the flower show since its inception. Woger says the community welcomes the show every year.
And the Flower Festival is definitely a gift that people enjoy in the end of January when we've had all the snow and all of that sort of thing. So.
The cathedral owes its success to volunteers in the community. While most serve as ushers, an important job considering the size of the crowd, 35 florists donated time and labor to create the arrangements. Local residents like Elaine Shoemaker and Keith Shepard visited the show for the first time and were impressed at the detail in the creations.
The beautiful flowers, yes. The arrangements were done just superb.
Thanks to over 200 volunteers and countless donations, St. Cecilia's Cathedral gives residents from all over the region an early taste of spring. For the Omaha News, I'm Ian Edgington.
The Cathedral Flower Show has grown from 1,500 guests to more than 10,000.
Past themes have celebrated Omaha's 150th birthday and the cathedral's own centennial. Next year's theme is still in the air as the church finishes the 2011 show.
All this wintry weather has to mean some cancellations. In addition to school and church closings, one major event, the governor's ecotourism workshop in Kearney, is canceled today. The 2-day workshop was going to feature agricultural tourism specialists from across the states. The marketing event is postponed until a later date. As of right now, the date is not yet released.
An old horse racing track is now a thriving economic center. Brandon Bartling shares what made Exarban Village work.
Development. Over the past few years, the area has welcomed various businesses such as Godfather's Pizza, Live Lounge, Woolner's, Juice Stop, and Exarban Cinema. Blue Cross Blue Shield just moved into a new multi-million-dollar headquarters next to recently opened Exarban Cinema. Bill Barstow, owner of Exarban Cinema, has heard firsthand what customers think of the businesses.
What we get out of people is overwhelmingly positive. They just love the fact that it's here. In fact, I had a conversation with somebody last night who said that they found themselves one day last week, they worked out at Aspen Athletic, came over and watched a movie, and then went over to one of the restaurants and had something to eat, and they just thought that was the coolest thing in the world that they were able to park and do all this stuff at one time. So it's exciting.
However, this development is just getting started. Barstow believes more restaurants will be opening at Exarban Village soon. Mike Schwartz owns Woolner's Grocery and Deli. Schwartz believes part of the success of Exarban Village is owed to the fact that businesses there are locally owned and operated.
And the other businesses are trying to bring in this location are Omaha businesses, and we've supported the city, and hopefully the city will keep supporting us.
Exarban Village already has several shops open for you to check out, but make sure you come back and check out the new ones as they open. For the Omaha News, I'm Brandon Bartling.
For more information on Exarban Village and a full listing of its shops and events, go to their website at exarbanvillage.com.
We've got even more news that affects you coming up. With us, live from the newsroom, is John Schreiner from our sports team.
Thanks, Megan. The Super Bowl is just 4 days away. After the break, we'll show you the dark side of this country's biggest sporting event. Plus, you may think hockey is rare in the Midwest. Well, I'll show you something rarer. An Omaha girls hockey team. You won't want to miss this. You're watching the Omaha News.
Nebraska at Omaha is where you'll find unlimited possibilities. At UNO, our 15,000 students are learning what they need to know to join the workforce of tomorrow. With 200 programs, students participate in innovative academics and are engaged in dynamic campus and community life. The University of Nebraska at Omaha. Step up to the metropolitan advantage at bmav.com.
Maverick Sports has found a classy new home for football, hockey, and basketball coverage. Classical 90.7 KVNO. For schedule information, go to kvno.org. KVNO, the voice of Omaha's team, the UNO Mavericks.
Feed your brain with original programs from the Knowledge Network. TKN combines the resources of educational and television experts from UNO Television, Omaha Public Schools, Westside Community Schools, Metropolitan Community College, and Creighton University. TKN members produce a variety of programming with collaboration from students working in front of and behind the camera. The Knowledge Network. Feed your brain by watching Cox 17 and 18.
You're watching the Omaha News.
The Packers and the Steelers will go head-to-head in Texas this Sunday for Super Bowl 45, but that doesn't explain why human rights activists are on the scene. Welcome back to the Omaha News. I'm Megan Bird.
And I'm Adam Hilt. Everyone knows that the Super Bowl is going to draw hundreds of thousands of fans to Dallas this week. But what you don't know is that it's also going to draw thousands of teen prostitutes and human trafficking victims. Human rights organizations say Super Bowl games attract as many as 10,000 prostitutes and pimps every year. Dallas police are currently waging a shame campaign against prostitution, showing offenders' faces on billboards across the city. Human rights advocacy groups throughout the region have also created television ads featuring players from the Dallas Cowboys condemning prostitution.
The Omaha Lancers take the ice tonight after a 4-game win streak. They're hoping to keep that alive as they face the Sioux Falls Stampede. The game is set for just after 7 at Omaha Civic Auditorium. For tickets, you can go to the box office, visit Lancers.com, or call Ticketmaster at 800-745-3000.
Now, Omaha has been home to hockey for decades. The Exarban Knights, the Lancers, the Mavericks. The Omaha Hockey Club brings the game to the city's youth. But this year, for only the second time in history, Omaha has a girls' hockey team. John Schreiner went to find more about the Heartland Young Ladies in a boys' club.
Isn't exactly Hockey Town, USA, but hockey does have a following. Perhaps the newest demographic to get involved is girls. That's right, Omaha has a girls' hockey team. They're the Junior Lancers. These girls, ages 9 to 12, are certainly more than a sideshow. Ask any one of them and she'll tell you how much it means.
Hockey is the best game I've ever played.
Their coach, Andy Ketterson, is trying to build the program from the ground up.
We're really going to work on it at the younger ages next year. Talking to programs in Minnesota, they've really only had it going for 8 or 9 years, even in the Minneapolis area, organized girls hockey, and maybe 5 or 6 years in some of the smaller areas. And they said the key was get the younger ones skating together.
For a girls hockey team in Nebraska, finding another girls team to play against isn't always easy. So they sometimes have to play against the boys. Despite what you might think, they don't always lose.
We're playing about 500 in the boys league. We went 0-3 up in Minnesota, but then went to a tournament in South Dakota, which is more of an area where they're trying even harder than we are to start girls hockey, and we played 4 games against Brookings and Mitchell, South Dakota, and won all 4 of those pretty handily.
For now, they'll keep playing the boys, and Coach Ketterson will keep pushing them.
Go there, go, go!
Maybe someday, they'll have a league all their own. For the Omaha News, I'm John Schreiner.
For further information on all of the teams the Omaha Hockey Club has, you can visit their website at omahahockey.com.
With us right now is reporter John Schreiner, here to tell us a little more about this story on the Omaha girls hockey team. John, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
How did you find out about this?
Well, I met a woman named Amy Boyle, and she told me that her daughter Elena played hockey, and I just became curious about it, took an interest, so I went to watch one of their practices and found out that it was just a really good story, and they're just a great bunch of kids.
I feel like a lot of people don't know about this. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it has to do with the level of interest in hockey in this area. It's not a top-tier sport, and especially the youth hockey. And, you know, most notably for girls, you wouldn't think that a lot of young girls would be out playing hockey, so you don't generate that kind of interest, so nobody knows about it.
What ages are these girls that play?
Well, the girls on the team are between the ages of 9 and 12. They play in the Squirt League, which is for boys ages 9 and 10. They expand the age range so that the girls are able to field a complete team of all girls.
Do they play with boys?
They do play with the boys. They play teams from Omaha, Lincoln, and there's one team from Fremont that's also in the league.
What was the thing you were most surprised about when you covered this story?
I think what surprised me the most is how focused these girls were on the practice. They were so focused. They just obeyed the commands of the coach. They were in tune with what was being asked of them. They practice, not with boys. They practice all by themselves as a team of girls, as any hockey team would.
So this is the second girls team ever. Tell us about the first team.
Well, a couple of years ago, there was another girls hockey team in Omaha through the Omaha Hockey Club, and either due to lack of interest or lack of participation, it was disbanded. Now, recently, there's been sort of a resurgence in the interest of having a girls hockey team in Omaha. So Coach Ketterson, his daughter's one of the players, kind of put this team together, and they're just charging forward, hoping to expand in the future.
Well, it sounds really fun. I mean, Did you enjoy the story?
It was really fun. I got to meet the coach and all his players. They were so willing to help, and just it was a great experience.
Well, thanks, John, so much for joining us. If you're looking to catch a game this week, you can go see Omaha Westside versus Millard West tonight at 7:30 at the Moylan Ice Arena.
And now more news on the ice. A new sport in Omaha is catching on, and we guarantee you have never tried it. Dan Jensen introduces us to broomball.
Since it looks like hockey, but broomball is a little different.
It's hockey in slow motion. That's pretty much it. It's almost the same rules. Basically, we have a floating blue line. Instead of the blue line, it's the red line, stuff like that.
Though it's played on ice, the players don't actually skate.
Our shoes are they got foam on the bottom, and the softer the padding, the better grip you get on the ice.
Nicknamed poor man's hockey, the sport of broomball has been around since the early 1900s, and Omaha has had a team for several years. Omaha Broomball is trying to get the public to discover the sport.
You know, I tell everybody I know, please come out. You should come out and play this sport. It's a lot of fun. And not everybody does, but everybody who comes out and gives it a try, they say it's some of the most fun they've ever had.
And you may have noticed they don't play with brooms.
Yep, no bristles on the brooms. That, well, it lets us hit it harder, and nobody wants to pick up the straw on the ice later. So.
The Omaha Broomball team is out here every Friday at 9:30 at the Moylan Ice Complex for the public to see what it's all about. For the Omaha News, I'm Dan Jensen.
For more information on broomball in Omaha, you can visit omahabroomball.com.
The Egyptian revolts have finally led its president to say he'll step down this fall. Plus, political talks between North and South Korea could mean steps towards stability in a dangerous part of the globe. Coming up after the break, we've got all the international news you need to know.
And you think our weather is bad? Australia is bracing for a cyclone after weeks of devastating flooding. All this after the break. Thanks for choosing the Omaha News.
Hi, I'm Meshach Taylor, actor and public television supporter, encouraging you to become a fan of UNO Television. Located on the University of Nebraska at Omaha campus, UNO Television is a unit of the College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media. Student crew members are trained and placed in broadcasting positions that give them real-world experience. Many students move seamlessly into jobs within the local television market. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Watch ICU Learning English on the Knowledge Network on Cox 17.
Only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information on issues that really matter to Nebraskans. Watch Consider This, a program produced by UNO Television to give you more information than your typical newscast.
If you're an Omaha kid feeling tired and slow, here's the numbers you ought to know. Eat 5 fruits and veggies every day. Drink 4 glasses of water, okay? Eat 3 foods from the dairy scene. And just 2 hours in front of the screen. Now take 1 hour to move around. And that's the Healthy Kids Countdown.
For games, ideas, and other fun stuff about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Visit livewellomahakids.org. But don't stay long.
Mass protests in Cairo, Egypt, we're talking hundreds of thousands of people, has led to a total internet shutdown, heavy military presence, and talks of a revolution. But finally, President Hosni Mubarak says he will step aside this fall. Welcome back to the Omaha News. I'm Adam Hilt. Egyptian President Mubarak says he won't be running in the country's next elections in September, but he's not leaving until then. The question now is if that is going to be enough for the Egyptian protesters.
Today, Australian troops are flying hospital patients from the coast to the capital. The move is part of an effort to ready the country for a Category 5 cyclone moving in tomorrow morning. The cyclone comes only days after the final floodwaters recede from the waterlogged Queensland province. Officials say this cyclone is expected to be more powerful than the one that hit Queensland in March of 2006, leaving thousands of Australians homeless.
The richest man in the world has big plans for 19 Latin American countries. Mexican telecommunications tycoon Carlos Slim says he's going to invest over $8 billion in struggling countries throughout Central and South America. Mexico is poised to receive almost half that amount. Slim's net worth is estimated at more than $55 billion.
North and South Korea have set a date for their first meeting in almost 6 months. Officials say the announcement comes with an easing of tension between the two countries. Worries over an impending war between the countries escalated last November when North and South Korean battleships exchanged fire along their disputed dividing line.
Germany's interior minister says that the country is going to begin scaling back their anti-terrorism measures. Government officials say that they believe now is the time to reduce unnecessary costs. Germany's stricter security measures began after a parcel bomb was sent from Yemen to the United States and made it through a major German city before it was intercepted in the UK.
Thanks again for choosing the Omaha News. We'll be back here every Wednesday at 4 o'clock.
Until then, we want to know what you think. Visit our new website at theomahanews.com or find us on Facebook. You can get an inside look at how our reporters found their stories.
And find more stories that our reporters covered. Have news tips, story ideas, or just want to let us know what you think? Email us at youromahanews@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
From all of us here at UNO Television, we want to wish you a good night.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is where you'll find unlimited possibilities. At UNO, our 15,000 students are learning what they need to know to join the workforce of tomorrow. With 200 programs, students participate in innovative academics and are engaged in dynamic campus and community life. The University of Nebraska at Omaha. Step up to the metropolitan advantage at bmav.com.
Find your inspiration with Classical 90.7 KVNO.
Feed your brain with original programs from the Knowledge Network. TKN combines the resources of educational and television experts from UNO Television, Omaha Public Schools, Westside Community Schools, Metropolitan Community College, and Creighton University. TKN members produce a variety of programming with collaboration from students working in front of and behind the camera. The Knowledge Network. Feed your brain by watching Cox 17 and 18.